Hey, welcome to day 36. I've lost track of the number of times that I've sent out a text or I've called somebody to ask for a favor, and at the end of the favor that I'm asking, I give them an out. I give the, hey, but I'm asking you for this really big thing, or maybe it's not even all that big. But I understand that life is busy, or I understand that, kids take a lot out of us, or I understand that finances are tight, or I understand, and I immediately give them the out as to, hey, here's a great reason for you to say no to this. I'm assuming that you've done the same type of thing because I don't feel like I'm that different from everybody else. As we read this instance of Jesus in the garden, it sure feels like Jesus is doing the same thing. Father, I pray that you would take this cup from me so that I wouldn't have to go to this cross. That's a big ask because the plan has been the entire time that Jesus would be the sacrifice for our sins. And it's not just the Father's plan, it's Jesus' plan too. But in this moment, he's sitting there and he's going, I don't want to do this. And Father, I know that you can stop it, so I'm asking you to do that. But he follows it up with that phrase, but not my will, your will be done. It sounds on the surface as if Jesus is giving God the out. Hey, here's the request, but here's the excuse. Here's the reason for you not to do it. And as we read the entirety of Jesus' teachings, that feels a little bit odd as we look at it, because we can read in Matthew chapter 7 and Luke chapter 11 and John chapter 14 that Jesus actually told us that to ask and you will receive. Whatever you ask for, the Father will give you if you ask for it in my name. So of all people coming to the Father and asking for something, shouldn't Jesus get what it is that he's asking to receive? Yet instead, it really feels, again, on the surface as if Jesus is saying, here's the request, but just in case you're not going to do it, here's the out for it. I myself, I'm not even going to say we in general, I'm going to say I myself have absolutely requested something, but kind of given it a, okay, God, here's what I want, but I don't really believe deep down that you're going to do it. Sometimes we say that, or we're asking for something and we give that out to him because we don't really believe that he can do it. I don't think that's what's happening here with Jesus. Instead, what I think we're seeing here with Jesus is we are getting a glimpse into a reminder of the humanity of Jesus. Remember, he is fully God, but he is also fully human. See, the truth is we don't always get what we want when we ask for it from God, and that can be confusing. For me, personally, I'm convinced that it's because God sees a bigger picture than I do. But it is really hard for me sometimes to see past the small part of the picture that I actually can see. In this moment in the garden, we're given a reminder that praying for God's will to be done when we ask for something and kind of giving that statement at the end, it's not giving God an out. It's not, just in case you can't do this or just in case you don't want to do this, but rather what it is it is a declaration of trust. While he doesn't need our blessing to do what is best, it's giving him our blessing anyway. Today, what is it that you want to ask from God? Maybe there's something that you've been holding back because you're afraid that he won't do it, or maybe you're even afraid that he can't do it. I would encourage you today, go ahead and ask it. He tells us to. Jesus tells us to ask for those things that we desire, and the Father will hear us. But I encourage you, as you ask, release control. Invite him to work through the big picture that you may not actually be able to see. I'm not saying that it's going to be easy to do that. I'm not saying it's ever easy to do that. But what it is it is freeing. See, the world is too big for us to handle everything. But thank Jesus for showing us that we don't have to. I'm going to invite you to read for tomorrow Matthew chapter 26, verses 69 through 75. Again, that's Matthew chapter 26, verses 69 through 75. And as you read that, don't neglect today to take your request towards God, but at the same time to release control to Him. I'll see you tomorrow.